Snow and Cocoa, and I'm so excited that today I have a few ladies joining me as well. So I'll talk about that in just a minute. I am using this sketch from the December 2018 page maps, and I was able to get quite a few photos on this layout. As you can see in this paper pad here, I am down to just a few extra sheets. I have started to kind of cut out the going through the paper just because I'm so close to being done and these videos aren't going up in the order that I created them. So I didn't want to give you guys kind of a false hope, I guess. So this layout is not snow related. This one is actually about blueberry picking. And I thought that that teal plaid was kind of a perfect color to go along with these blueberry pickings. I also used the wood grain, and then I think this brown is supposed to be snow, but it just looks like a polka dot to me. So with the page map sketches, they don't have any measurements on them, so I'm just kind of eyeballing it. That teal paper that's in the background, it is 12 by 12, and I just cut it down to 2.5 to stick it on the left-hand side of the layout. And then that wood grain pieces of paper is 6 inches, and it almost gets completely covered up on the right-hand side of the layout. I probably could have avoided not even putting it down at all over there. And the brown paper is 2.5 inches as well. And I do pull out my border punch in this notebook punch. I love this border punch, and I think that it's one of those punches that just kind of goes with anything. It adds some texture. You can ruffle up the edges, and it just gives it something fun to play with. This has nothing to do with school or anything that would involve notebook paper, but it's just a fun border punch. So I did have that pink strip, and I had a full 12 inches across. It's cut at 2.5 by 12, but then I went ahead and cut it down, and I didn't measure how small I cut it. I just, kind of eyeballed it to make sure that it fell behind the other pieces of paper, and then cut it from there. So now that I have all of the background paper together, I go ahead and pull out this washi tape. This washi tape isn't with the kit or part of Snow and Cocoa, but I've used it quite a few times on the layouts with Snow and Cocoa, and I really just like the way that the purple picks up all kind of the other colors in the layout. And then as well, these are blueberries, and obviously blueberries are blue, but kind of the blue and purple family is why I chose to use that as well. So I tend to follow the sketch somewhat, but my pictures were too big to cut down. Like, I just didn't feel like I could have cut it down. I absolutely could have made it smaller. There was a lot of dead space in a lot of the photos, but like the photo on the bottom left-hand side, it has a lot of the blueberry field in the background, and I just like the way that that looks. It just gives that photo a lot of character and just whimsical stuff about it that, they're in a blueberry field. It's just a gorgeous time of year when you're picking blueberries. This photo here, it's hard to see, but it is a very close-up picture of the blueberries, so I felt like that one would be good to mount it on a piece of white pattern paper there. It does call for a frame, but I didn't have a frame that I liked. I did try out a few frames, but I, again, wanted the photo to be showcased and have all the details of the photo. And then that photo, again, on the far left-hand side was supposed to have a frame, but I just made it a little bit bigger and overlapped it a little bit on the two photos right next to it. So definitely check out the ladies down below. It is super exciting that I have a few ladies joining me and encouraging me along with this Slayin Snow and Cocoa. I'm so close to being finished, and I have a group of scrapbooking ladies that I kind of chat with who also have YouTube channels, and we encourage each other and we kind of bounce ideas off of each other. And I was at a point where I was just done with Snow and Cocoa, and so the ladies were like, well, we encourage you and do something with you. So they are posting today as well. I encourage you to go check out their layouts. They've come up with some fun ideas and things that they have scrapped as well. So now I am pulling out some of my embellishments from my embellishment book. Of course, I didn't use any of the snow and cocoa items just because they didn't go with blueberry picking. So I pulled out items in the teal color and purple, as well as a couple of wood grain to add to the layout. I felt like that tag there just needed a little bit of something extra, so I did pull out 2 of the washi tapes. One is the same pattern as the background paper, and then the other one is a pink, which kind of pulls in the pink paper from the background, that pink strip. I added a purple heart and a wood grain heart at the top there. Over on the far right hand side, I found the sticker that says sweet, which I thought was perfect, and then it had a purple background. I add that purple heart, a teal heart, a wood grain heart, and a word phrase, but that word phrase ends up being moved in just a second. At the top there, I'm going to add another teal label. This one is from LA Studios. That white word phrase that says, "Today was good." I love adding fun things to the clusters that just kind of bring in the thought of the layout. So up there on the right, it says, "Today was good and so fun." Down here on the bottom left-hand cluster, it says, "Happy, happy day." I have a blank label, which I'm going to put April 2017 on. And then the one below it says, "This is pure happiness." So on the right-hand side, this is where I take off that little word phrase because I put in there a purple heart that says, "Treat yourself," and then built up that cluster again with the hearts. I'm going to use these wood grain thickers, but they're not really thickers. I believe the brand is Sticko, and they match that wood grain paper pretty closely. And then I found these blue circle thickers, which I was so amazed by because, you know, blueberries are round, circles are round. It really tickled me when I put those on there because I was like, that's just a perfect title. So of course I had to use my liquid adhesive to lay all those down because we know that they don't stick very well. And then I didn't journal on this one because I left that for my friend Anna to do. Here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layouts, make sure you hit that subscribe button because that's all you're going to get on my channel. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.